welcome back to Drugs Malone Boxing. Sitting across from me here is South Africa's top cruiserweight prospect, Akani Phuzi. Now, the cruiserweights in Africa is a big deal because we've got three cruiserweights that are very much world class. We have Kevin Lerena, the IBO champion. We have Ilunga Junior Makabu, the WBC champion, so 2 world champions already. And then we have the silver champion, which is Thabiso Mchunu. But then there's also some top prospects coming up. So Golden Gloves started this 4-man cruiserweight tournament. The one semi-finals done and dusted. Lebo Mashitua beat Keith Gomes. The other semi-final we're having on Saturday night, and will be this man, Akani Phuzi, going up against a very experienced Johnny Miller. Akani, let's go to the beginning like I always like to. When did you start boxing?
I started boxing quite at the age of 10, 11, between 10 and 11.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, since I'm still young, that was 2005 or somewhere there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a couple of amateur fights in behind you.
Yeah, I had plenty amateur fights.
Fights.
Plenty amateur international fights.
Okay, so
I've never lost in South Africa.
Okay.
In the amateurs. Yeah.
How many amateurs fights total?
Plus minus 150.
That's a lot, and it's nice to see because a lot of the guys these days, especially in South Africa, there's not much going on amateurs. So you get guys that go into the pros of a handful of amateur fights, or sometimes even none at all. Do you think that amateur experience helps you?
Yeah, I did, especially the international experience. You know, I was in the national team, the elite in the national team when I was 17 years old, and that's why I lost far. I tested my first defeat in the All African Games. And then that's why I saw that, okay, boxing is real out here and all that. But then, I think I learned a lot from overseas fights and all that. I fought a couple of guys from Cape Town, from Gauteng and all that.
Yes.
But then, yeah, I find that some of the guys, when they find they're fighting me, they'd be like, nah, they're sick and all that, then they don't fight. But then some would fight, and then international, it's international. They don't know me, so we got in the ring and fight. Probably we didn't really have too much camping or training camps, or too much international fights, so we went there lacking. That was the only thing that we were lacking there, I think.
Okay, and the adjustment from the amateurs going into the pros, what do you think is the biggest adjustment for you?
A fitness level, I can put it that way. In the amateurs, it's
3 rounds.
3 rounds, 3 minutes, you know, and then you're like, boom, 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 then you're out. Then in the pros, you have to train, you have to dig, you have to go through. The moment you get to round 6, that's where you start boxing. That's where we start seeing the conditioning and fitness, actually. And
yeah, that's the rounds are many more rounds, and you've only 11-0, so it's not a sizable amount of pro fights, but not a lot. You've already been 12 rounds a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so you've got that experience behind you. And at one stage, you looked very impressive at one-punch knockout of Chris Thompson. I believe you had your pro debut also against Chris Thompson, so that was the second time.
Second fight.
Yeah, and you were going to fight a 3rd time in this semi-final, but then Chris got injured and you're fighting Johnny Miller instead. I think a better fight for you maybe because you've already fought Chris Thompson.
Yeah,
you beat him. So for fans also, how do you view Johnny Miller?
Johnny's he's not a journeyman, and he's not a walkover. That I know. That we probably know for sure. He's not an easy work. He's a tough oak. And he's coming into fight, as you say, and that's what I like. I like it when someone comes into fight, it gives me a challenge and gives me goals, you know, like
yes.
I have to set goals for myself and what I want to achieve and all that. So he's a good boxer, he's a good guy.
And Johnny in his last fight fought as a heavyweight, went the distance with an undefeated heavyweight prospect Peter Millas. So there must still be something left there. Now he has to make cruiserweight, so one knows he's probably fitter than he was then because he has to come down and weight. The cruiserweight division, any problems for you with the weight? Will you make it easily?
No, I make it easy. Make it easy. No, I don't have problems, yeah.
Okay, and if we look at Saturday night, do you have a prediction for us against Johnny Miller?
Yep, I know he hardly goes down. But that's my goal. As I said, I'm setting up goals for my career, and I want to drop him. If I can't drop him, I just have to outsmart him and outpoint him. That's all.
Okay, so you're going to try and put Johnny Miller there on the canvas.
Yep.
Okay, that's it from Akani Phuzi on Saturday's fight. I just want to get your opinion on some of the other cruiserweights here in South Africa and around. Tabiso and Unu, a lot of people have been talking, you can't look past Saturday obviously, but a lot of people have been talking that they want to see you in with Tabiso and Unu, and I'll ask your trainer Alan Tawil a bit later as well. Is that somebody that maybe in the future you would like to fight?
Yeah, you know, if I'd love to unify some world titles with him, obviously. If there's like a world title, I have a world title as well. I'd really love to unify a world title. Two South Africans fighting each other for world titles, unification. That's what I'd love to do. But then fighting for nothing, that's a bit pointless because it's probably going to be low cash and probably going to be a risky fight for him and for me, mostly for me as well. Yeah. I'm still a prospect, yeah.
There's a lot of things that needs to happen before that can happen. And as boxing fans, we're sort of used to not always getting the fights we want when we want it. And you know, we've got Kevin Larraina and we've got Junior Makabu. Now, I like to play a what-if game, you know. What if Larraina and Makabu were to fight each other? How do you think that fight could go?
For now, I won't really lie to you. I think that fight for me would be 50-50.
It's a good blend of styles.
Yeah, 50-50. I think Kevin is much bigger and strong. And what's his name? Makabu is what is it? How do I call it? He's good and can take a punch and he can put pressure.
Yes.
Kevin has power.
Yes.
And he knows how to box. At some point, if his power is not really working for him, he goes back to boxing. I think I've seen that. And then Makabu just, when he starts boxing, So I think that's 50-50. I can't really say which one's going to win or not. But they are both good fighters.
You are the favourite to win this cruiserweight tournament. Most people are picking you to get past Johnny and beat Lebo in the final. Does that put pressure on you, or do you just take every fight as it comes?
You know, I don't have what do people say syndrome. You know, I love my fans with all my heart, and I appreciate their support. But I don't really follow everything that people say because they're not in my career. They're on the couch watching the fight, so it doesn't really give me any pressure. I'm not saying I'm gonna lose. Let's say I lose against Johnny. Now I'll have to go and explain, or I'll have to have a shameful walk because of the pressure that I had. You know,
yes.
I'm not going to lose, but then I don't really mind what people say. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to focus on the task at hand and then deal with that.
All right, good attitude. Thank you, Akani. I know you want to go and rest. Thanks for joining us, and good luck on Saturday night.
Thanks.